Happy Sunday, guys, and welcome to today's edition of Gunner Talk. Right, let's just crack on straight away. Arsenal chat. A few questions that came in yesterday. Arsenal players not at the World Cup that possibly should be, not including players whose teams didn't make it, players whose teams did make it but they weren't picked in the squad. Three straight off the top of my head. Laka, Skodran and Hector. Definitely think Hector should have got a crack in the Spain squad, but obviously his form this season's probably not been good enough to justify it, although he probably is one of their most talented right backs, so I'd have liked to have seen him play, but I'm not going to grumble too much that he's just pre-seasoning with us and getting a bit more time in with Emery. Laka, crying shame he's not there. It was obvious in the first game that Dembele, Griezmann and Mbappe front three doesn't work. They're all too similar, so it was no surprise once they threw a man up top in Giroud down the middle. They were much improved in creating chances, playing through him, and I think that they should have took Laka as a backup to him, as a real honest centre forward rather than a sort of winger / centre forward. And I'd have loved to. I think he'd have been bagging goals for France, and I'd have loved to have seen it as well, to be honest. Mustafi, I don't want to keep banging on about the guy. Like I say, he's Marmite for most people. I wouldn't be upset if he went, but I'm happy to see what Unai can do with him if he stays. And I think if he'd have gone to the World, I mean, we've seen Germany last night. The defending's not great, so he could have definitely have gone. And I would have liked to have seen him play in that Germany side. And I think for a lot of people, seeing him play in a Germany side, you might have got to see. I'd like to think that you'd have got to see him play well for Germany in a proper, well-drilled unit where you can see that he is actually a good centre-back. It's just that the coaching last year wasn't very good, and that's why he looked a bit of a shambles. So they're the three obvious that I'd have took. Next question, Arsenal related. Do we need another centre-mid? As I commented in one of my earlier videos, I'm not entirely sure. I'd take one more. I don't think we desperately need one more. Looking at what we've got, for me next year, centre defensive mid, I think Torreira first choice, El Neni backing that up. In that, if we play a midfield three, then so Torreira at the base, or El Neni as backup, Xhaka as one of the other two, and Ainsley as his backup. I'd rather see Ainsley as a sort of box-to-box role than centre defensive midfield, to be honest, because I think he'd be better at that than El Neni would be. So, as limited as El Neni is, I'd rather see him in the centre defensive mid position and Ainsley playing more box-to-box. And then obviously the other spot is either Rambo or Mesut. And then I'd like to see Iwobi backing that up down the middle. And as I previously pointed out, although he's not my most favourite player, we've got to start playing him down the middle if we're keeping him, because he's not a winger. So, yeah, my three first choice, Torreira, Xhaka and Rambo, and then backing it up El Neni, Ainsley and Iwobi. So yeah, maybe we could do with one more, but I don't think it's an absolute necessity looking at what we've got at the minute. Rumours, next one. Torreira again. His friends are putting posts up and he's liking them that are Arsenal related. As I've stated before, I think he's already a gooner, and like I say, I'll eat my shoes if he isn't come August. So that I just can't be bothered talking about anymore, to be honest. It's just a waste of time. Somebody asked me yesterday about Kovacic. I mean, I'd love to see him come in, but I don't particularly see it, to be honest. The comments I've seen, whether they're completely trustworthy or not from him, is that he'd like more game time than he's getting at Madrid. I'm not sure he'd get more game time at our place. I don't think we're looking for a first team player. We're looking for somebody who we can swap in and swap out. So I think he'd want assurances of first team football and appearances, and I don't think we can guarantee him that. If Rambo went, I think he'd be a great choice to swap for, and then I think we'd guarantee it him. But unless Rambo goes, I don't think there's any legs in this one at all, to be honest. Like I say, he'd want guaranteed first team appearances and plenty of play, and I don't think we'd be able to guarantee him that without sacrificing somebody else. So that one's in the wind for me, to be honest. Next one I was asked that's not really Arsenal related or World Cup related, but I was asked a few times about women. Women at the World Cup. do I think it's a good thing? Now, from my own personal experience with working with some of these girls, I've worked with Kelly Cates, Alex, Annie. I've worked with a few of them. I think there's nothing but good things. I think I was a bit like a lot of people. I was in the caveman mentality 5 or 10 years ago, that I watch football to get away from women, and I don't want them anywhere near it. But my mind's completely been changed full circle, to be honest. Getting to see these girls first-hand experience. It was a bit of a weird one last year, doing some work for Sky Sports, and the tragic news that happened with Simon Thomas, with his partner passing away. Really sad, really affected everybody that has anything to do with Sky. It was terrible. But it was a bit like the scene in Anchorman when Ron doesn't turn up and she reads the news without him. It feels a lot like that for me, where Kelly sort of stepped in and she was incredible straight off the bat. Not only a lovely woman, but she knows the football inside and out. I mean, Dalglish is a dad, so she's seen more football than most of us have had hot dinners, and right at the top level. And I think there's nothing but good coming from these girls. I think it'll shape a lot of the lads up as well, because I think they've been, as soon as they finish playing football, it's an easy job to go straight into punditry, whereas now that marketplace is going to be shared with some of these girls. You know, you can look at it from the silly, you know, well, they're better to look at than Phil Neville, which is a fair point, but actually a lot of them are more knowledgeable, so it's a double win really. And like I say, these girls, I think it's such a male, I mean, I work in it, it's such a male dominated industry that it's hard to break through. So these girls have to everyone's hanging on their every word, waiting to hammer them if they get something wrong. So they're so much more clued up than the men have to be. Men just take the abuse on the chin, whereas the women, it can completely derail their careers. So they're so well prepared, so knowledgeable, good looking, lovely people, all from personal experience. So I'm more than all for it. I think it's great. Happy to see more involved. Next one, back onto the World Cup. World Cup recap yesterday. Back in business yesterday, 2 for 3 on my shouts. Belgium Tunisia, I said 1 or 2-0. If you predicted 5-2, fair play to you. I didn't see that coming. I thought Belgium had struggled to break them down. They didn't. It was such an open game. They both really went for it. The Belgians, I'm not scared as an England fan. I think they've got like a lot of teams in this. They could score a shitload of goals, but they could also let a load in. I've not seen anyone really solid at both ends of the park yet, so I'm not scared, and bring on that next game. So yeah, I went 1-0 or 2-0 to Belgium. Belgium to 0, 5-2. Completely wrong on that one. Korea, Mexico. I said I was looking forward to watching Mexico play. I think these guys are a real danger in this, team spirit wise. Like I say, they're another one, got no worldies, but as a unit they're brilliant. So I'm all for them going a little bit deeper into this tournament. I said it'd be a tight one, and I said Mexico would win, so Mexico 2-1. Bing, 1 for me. Germany, Sweden. What a game that was last night. I said 2-1 to the Germans if they turned up in slightly better condition, more organised. They were a little bit more organised, just about scruffed the 2-1, so that was 1 for me, Sting. But Sweden cocked up last night, in my opinion, when Germany went down to 10. That was for them then to step on the gas, put them under a bit of pressure, hold onto the ball. They sat so deep, they were just asking for the inevitable, and lo and behold, it happened. So I wasn't shocked by that. They remind me a lot of United late 90s. You hate watching them because you know that goal's going to come at some point, you know, like the old Fergie time. And needless to say, it did. Great free kick. Worthy winners? Maybe. I don't know. Don't really care, to be honest. Just a bit annoyed that they're still in there, but whatever. Today at the World Cup, England. First up. Can only see an England win, to be honest. Don't see Panama causing too much of a threat. I think we've looked fairly solid at the back, so I'm going to go England 3-0. Japan versus Senegal. That's going to be a cracking game. Very even, in my opinion. I asked for you guys to give me a second team, and I was stuck between Uruguay and Senegal. You guys picked Uruguay. I'm going to stay with Senegal. So I'm going to be cheering those boys on today. Really like the team spirit there that they've got going on. So I'm going to go Senegal 2-1. Last game of the day, Poland-Colombia. another really even game. Should be a cracker. Both got plenty to play for. It's going to be tight. 1-1. I can see them both scoring. Can't see there being a bag full or £1 in the other. So 3-0 England, 2-1 Senegal, 1-1 Poland, Colombia. That's all that out the way, guys. The hashtag thing yesterday, I'm going to talk. It's not going to work, like I say, because someone's using something very similar. Being a little bit cheeky, I've changed it to just hashtag GunnerTalk. So anytime I post these videos on Twitter, guys, please quote the tweet with the hashtag GunnerTalk and get your questions in next. Apart from that, just please keep up the support, keep watching, keep giving me the thumbs up on these videos. In the comments below, if you've got any questions or any constructive criticism, fire it at me. And on Twitter, please keep liking, retweeting, quoting, asking your questions, whatever. Keep the love coming my way, and I'll keep spreading it towards you guys as well. And come on, you Gooners. Enjoy the football today, guys, and hope you're enjoying the sunshine too. Take care.